What is going on? And welcome to another wild tournament of Monthly Mayhem. My name is Drew, and as always, John is with me tonight. And we are the Dads That Score.
The Dads That Score. Hey, Drew, how you doing?
Good. What's new? What's going on this week?
We just finished up playing a whole bunch of Super Mario Maker 2. I wanted to get into Fire Emblem, and I have, but 30 hours of Super Mario Maker 2, I am full.
I think that's about what I had logged. I had around, I think it was a little over 30 or 30ish.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's what it takes to compete with the best in these tournaments.
That was a fun month. And versus the other games, I played that all month long.
Yeah, agreed. And you know what? And I'm glad these tournaments we have these, because without these, I probably wouldn't have logged that many hours. You know, there's a little bit of extra motivation of the competition and competing against each other.
A certain gift card will motivate you.
But about the game, John, what was some of the? Tell us about it. What was your thoughts?
So Super Mario Maker 2 came out about a month ago, and I think we all kind of jumped into it. I jumped into it. I'm not much of a maker, but I was really interested in the playing. And something that was interesting, as we talked about when we were coming up with the rules, was that our scoring was going to be 25 points versus, 25 points co-op, story mode, all that. But we had no idea how hard story mode was going to be, how hard any of these modes, that versus mode would be so slow. But the one thing that we did know that we were very prescient about was that we said the endless run would be like our tiebreaker. That the person who won would be the one who could score the most in endless run for the most part.
Well, did that work out, John?
We will see in a little bit, but the endless run scores got way more insane. I think 10 or 20 I thought was going to be like a winning score.
I thought it was 100. I thought around that, maybe.
We hit the hundreds.
That's
so that
true.
was the biggest surprise. But my favorite part about Mario Maker really isn't the creating. I do like that process. I really had fun with the playing, and the mode I really liked the most was the endless, because it just fed you random courses to play. I didn't feel like I had to go online and look at popular ones or look at certain types. And that was great. The tagging was great in the game, but just sitting there and just playing level after level after level, skipping a lot of them. But just playing through those levels, endless mode was a lot of fun to me. It just the way, in our tournament, getting a point for each one. Every time I hit a flagpole, it was like, another point on the board. I had a great time. What was your favorite part of the game?
I mean, and once we get into it, that same for me. I mean, the story mode was enjoyable, and I think the story mode was good because you get to see those developers really push their limits with absurd Mario games, as well as if you are a maker, it really kind of showed you a lot of the fundamentals and different tools you to use, right?
Definitely.
So it was fun. I mean, a little lackluster, to be honest. Great, you're rebuilding a castle, but I would have liked to have seen more, like maybe you actually could go into the castle, or
did you 100%ed it? Did you fully complete the castle?
I fully completed the castle.
Okay.
Once I was done, I still had additional levels, but I didn't play those.
Oh, okay. So so what you're saying now is you 100%ed it and then sort of stopped.
Correct.
So I can say that, and this is really weird, and it shouldn't have been this way. The story mode was very redundant. It was very repetitive, and it was like, you unlock a part of the castle, and then you just complete levels into, like, I don't know what they were, like flags or whatever, and then you were done. But then once you got the 100% and the castle was complete, it actually got more fun. There was more variety in what you were doing. There was more characters you were finding, more places to go.
I found all the characters.
Okay.
I did all those.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I had so many extra levels left over at the end, because I did every single special character.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was a blast, but like I said, I thought it got more fun towards the end. I kind of wish they had injected some of that variety into the initial parts. It just included in the 100%, and
it was that one screen. I mean, it's really just one screen that you walked left or right. There was a couple things, like you said, you go through a pipe or you go up in the sky. But at the end of it, it was okay. I'm glad they had it. It gave you a little bit of motivation to do something.
Yep.
But outside of that, again, it's the same thing. For me, these games I like some type of achievement or endless mode, where I can feel accomplished, right?
Right.
So I'm glad they had the endless mode, like you talked about. But the same thing for me, like Smash Brothers. I played the story mode, enjoyed it, it was great. But after that, what do I do now? I don't want to just keep playing the same stuff over and over again.
Well, if you're a maker, I mean, a lot of the makers have been playing the game for years. If
True.
you're a player, you're going to be fed, levels for the next several years from players.
Yeah.
One thing I can see myself doing, and like, I don't think I've gotten the sense that you're going to continue playing this game. I
Mhm.
will be continuing to play this game, and where I will be continuing it is going to be the endless mode. Um, we obviously like competed really strongly on that in the tournament, but the one number, and you know what I'm getting at, is that
Yeah.
global rank. As you finish levels, your global rank kept getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I noticed is like if I didn't play for like a day or two, my
Oh
global
yeah.
rank just sank. I didn't do anything, but other people passed me. And I
Yep.
was gone for about a week and a half where I didn't play any Mario Maker, and
Yep.
I came back and my rank was like down by thousands.
Yeah. I think the lowest I got was like 2,000. I don't know what you got.
I've gotten under 2000, like 18, 1700s.
And
That
maybe
was
that's where I
before my
left
trip.
off as well on there.
Yeah.
But
So I'm going to continue to play it just to see where I can get. I would think as time goes and players
yeah.
play the game less, you won't drop as much. But I'm curious to see how close I can get to one. I'm not saying I'm ever going to get to one, but I'm going to see how long I can go. That's a fun mode.
Yeah.
One particular, I had some of the best fun I've had in the game. I really like the modes where you don't just have to beat the level and get to the flagpole. There you get
Yep.
those like other types of goals. Some of them were infuriating. It led to like you're playing a level and you get stuck in the level.
Mhm.
But I had some fun moments. I just wanted to share one moment. There was just a crazy level where someone throws in like 200 enemies and it's just madness. And you're just racing across all these enemies, get stars and all that jazz. And you finally get to the end. And I died like 10 or 15 times in this level, but I just
Yeah.
kept continuing to do it because I just thought it was fun and silly.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do this. And so, like, on the 15th time, I got past all the enemies and I went to jump for the flagpole and I went over it and fell down on an enemy. And, like, that was
No.
just like,
And died?
yeah, and I died. So,
Oh.
yeah, I think I did it again and got past it, but
Yeah.
I had so many levels like that, so many great experiences. The one experience that I really didn't like, I thought I would, is the car.
Yeah. I hated it. I didn't like it.
I started
I
to
don't think
skip
it
every
played.
endless run level that had a car in it.
The controls didn't feel right. I think the controls were off.
Yeah, like once you hit a wall, it was just hard to get going again.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but and to your point, some of the stuff I hated too, especially when you're endless mode and you're competing, every life counts. You're trying to move forward, and you have the levels, like I said, where you jump, you hit like a hidden block, right,
Right.
and then you fall down into a hole.
Right.
It was those cheap things where there was three pipes, you go down two of them, and you just fall into death.
And they make
And
a little
then
like
there's
laughing
only
sound, and it's like,
yeah. So I mean,
thanks, dude.
funny, but not when I'm competing.
It's
You
funny
know?
the first time.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Uh,
I liked when doing the endless runs when you reach those levels where the goal is right there and it's
yep.
like really easy and you're like, yes, like another point and then they put like 1,000,000 coins and you get 3 new lives too and you're just
Oh,
like
those are my favorite.
what an
Yep.
efficient use of my time.
Yeah, collect 999 coins. Like, oh, this is going to be an easy level, and it
Yeah.
was, but it was fun.
And that's really what made the endless fun was you weren't picking which levels you liked. You were just getting an assortment. The good and the
Yep.
bad helped make everything just more fun. So definitely
No,
really liked it. Yeah. You didn't make any levels at all, right?
no,
Just not
it's
even one.
funny because of my background and stuff. I am a maker or designer at heart, I guess you could call it.
Right.
But I don't know. I wanted to play. I didn't want to. My time playing video games is limited,
Right.
and I just felt like I'd rather play than make.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I had a lot of ideas that I thought in my mind. I was like, I'd like to try this. Especially with this month, Stranger Things, right, was big. So I was like, I'd love to make like a upside down world versus regular world concept.
There were a
Eh,
lot of upside down concepts you probably saw where you can be upside
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
but you could be upside down. You could go into the Twilight Zone where you have zero gravity and things like that. So I was like, you could definitely make a Stranger Things type level.
Right.
Have it as a chain chomp as the bad guy, whatever it is. I didn't get it. I didn't get around. I know these guys spend hours and tens
Yeah.
and hundreds of hours
There's
building
people
levels.
that
So
just do making and don't do much of the playing.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
did a few levels, and like in the race to the end of the tournament, I was really trying to bump up my maker points, and really I had spent the entire time not really knowing what the maker points came from.
Mhm.
And I had like some sense if your levels were active, people were playing them, you'd get points, but I didn't know how. So like right at the end of this contest, and I was really trying to race up my maker points. I wish I didn't wait till the very last.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did learn
But
that your maker points would go up by people playing, by people beating, commenting, posting, tagging, like that sort of thing.
yep.
So by the end, I was practically
Too
begging
late.
people to just please comment on my levels. It's not enough to play them. I want you to like it, and I want you to comment on it and play it many times.
Definitely.
So that became fun. I wish I knew more about that element in the past, but we had a really good time. So
Yeah.
before we get into the results here, just a couple of high scores I just wanted to share. Um,
Yeah.
of all of our competitors, and we had 11, the
Yep.
highest maker point actually came from Sir Nick.
Yeah.
Sir,
Well done.
1,676 points. Um, I'm not sure where that came from because it doesn't break it down in the scores. So he might have made
Yep.
a lot of levels, or maybe he had a viral level. But that's really good. That was
Absolutely.
more than
And
double
I
most
just want to
people.
say, John, we pulled all these points the day after the tournament ended.
Yeah,
So whether you think they're correct or not, we had to pick up. We can't look at what was your highest maker point at any time, right? Because it
it
fluctuates. So
fluctuates.
if people dislike it, it goes down. If people like it, it goes up.
Yep,
It doesn't say your highest maker point ever was. No, it tells you your
correct.
current maker point.
And
So
we based
to,
it on the last picture that somebody sent us. So if somebody sent us a
yes,
screenshot a week before, they might have done themselves a disservice, or they might have done themselves a service. They might have captured their high on their own. So,
yes,
and
yep,
that's again another thing we can't foresee. But for the most part, if your points are 1676, you did pretty well. The longest endless streak was
yeah.
that was you,
Well, like I
three
said,
hundred and fifty-three. Tell us
yeah.
about your experience getting
Wow.
353 straight levels.
So I maxed out at 99 lives. That's a hint. You can't go higher than that.
I didn't even get
Um,
close to that, by the way.
so I played two modes in this game. The first thing I did was I played story mode. I beat that after the first week, maybe. Probably sounds about right. And then the first thing I did after that was like, let's start this endless mode. And I pretty much only played endless mode. Now I tried playing the versus mode once, and the lag was so bad. I said, I'm
It's
not
pretty
doing
bad.
this anymore. So I went back to the endless mode and I played. And like you said, um, it kept you coming back, knowing the competitiveness,
Right.
and just every level is a little different.
Yep.
There's so many different even environment stages between the desert, the mountains, the grassland, the ice,
Yeah.
the ships, all those things. So it was cool just to what level am I going to get next? But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I this was the only game I played this month. I probably, like I said, a little over 30 hours, and that's it. I'm probably not going to go back to it. To be honest, I'm
I,
done.
I will add the best moments of endless mode are always when the next level pops up and it says like Auto Mario, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, oh yeah, you could just put the system down and get your point.
absolutely.
Yeah, had a good time. In fact, I was having trouble with endless mode. My high was 3 for a while, and then I was
Oh,
just sitting on the couch. I don't remember what I was doing, just playing. And you had said you were up to like 50. I can't remember what. And I was like, what? I was like,
yep.
and at that moment, I said, if Drew can do that, I can do that. And that's when I kind of learned, like, yeah, because we had a lot of people that had trouble. I know Jesse had trouble getting off the ground too. The first few levels were really hard. You only had like 5 lives, and if you started with a tough level, you
Yeah.
might have had some trouble. And you could skip levels, but you didn't really get a flow for when to do that. But yeah, once you got like 10, 15 lives, then
Yep.
it just became like autopilot. It just wouldn't end.
Absolutely, and there's definitely a science for those that didn't know. If you hold minus, it skips a level.
Yeah,
Now, the
with
the,
no
the
penalty.
part that we all hated was you can't skip a level if you're in midair or anything like that. So if
Right,
you're falling to your death, you can't skip it. You have to be on the ground.
right.
Um, but yeah, it became a science on when to skip and when not to skip. And what I mean by that is, if I start a level that sees in the top right hand corner, I have to collect 8 red coins.
Yep,
I know that's going to be a 10-minute level.
right.
So I'm saying to myself, well, maybe this level looks fun, But am I playing for fun or am I playing for competition? If
Right.
I'm playing for competition, I'm going to skip it.
Yep.
Because I need to play a level that I can beat in 2 to 3 minutes, not 10 minutes. So
Exactly.
that was definitely one strategy I had for this.
And that strategy is going to be
Um,
different for everybody. It's what you're good at or
yeah,
what you don't like.
but you could get 3 points versus 1 point in 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you got to pick your battles.
I
Absolutely.
I would skip a lot of levels where I saw like the 3 pipes and it was like going to be like this little Metroid game, and it's like I don't have the time for this. I just need a quick platforming level.
Yep,
Uh,
I
all
agree.
right. Well, what do you say? Let's find out our winners, right?
Let's do it. So let's go through. Let's talk about the winners. Absolutely.
Okay. So we had 11 competitors, and we're gonna go through them from last place to first. So let's see how everyone did.
Yep.
Um, in 11th place, scoring 30 points, was DoCAD87. That is a new competitor.
Yes.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. You took last place. Uh, better luck
Doesn't
next
mean
time.
doesn't mean you didn't win.
Yeah, and hey, we have like, what, 100 people in the Nintendo Dads Discord. So you finished 11th out of 100. That's really good.
That's right.
All
And you
right.
can still win.
Yeah, and you can still win. In 10th place, our old favorite, Sandy Rod, with 100
Yep.
points. Very good. In 9th place, on Nintendo Dad, Laffer, 129 points.
That's right.
Good job. In 8th place, kind of a low showing for a regular champion.
That's a bit a
Third,
little busy.
third strongest Mole, 152 points. I'd love to know from Mole, like maybe just didn't get into it or whatever. He's usually at the top of our leaderboards, but I don't think he was into it this time. All right, 7th place with 182 points, Abe. Welcome back, Abe.
Yep.
7th place. Moving up to 6th place, we have another new competitor, I believe, the Informant. Sounds like a spy. 230 points. Very good.
These are all good scores here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sir Nick in 5th place with 255 points. And he had the most maker points as well. So
Did.
he definitely the maker points. It was hard unless you went really viral. It was hard to get a lot of maker points.
Yep.
But in this contest, they're scaled to 100 to 0. So he scored the full 100 points, but not the 1600 points.
But like you said earlier as well, it looks like Nick was definitely one of those players that was more of a maker, more of the co-op versus mode by looking at his numbers,
Right.
and actually not a fan of the endless mode based on his submissions.
Correct. Yeah, and most of the points you scored were going to be from playing, not making. So in hindsight, maybe we should have scaled that a little bit higher. But
yes or no? I mean, he got 100 points.
Yep.
Right out of maker.
Yep.
So that's 100 levels you would have had to have played.
Right.
Which is a few hours. So if
Yes.
he got that in 4 hours of making or 5 hours, it's probably equal.
Yeah. Yep.
All
right. 4th place, Madelkim, 273 points. I think another new competitor. So it's great to see all these new players in our tourney. 4th place, great first showing. All right, now 3rd place, a guy named Drew, 454 points. You had the highest endless run.
I'm disappointed in myself.
You didn't play any other parts of the game.
But here's what happened. I've been doing these tournaments with you guys for over a year. I've yet to win anything. And I'll tell you what, I felt very good with my score. Obviously, once we start tallying the numbers, we can see the differences. But I said, I'm just going to go so endless mode that no one's going to be able to catch me. And I was wrong. I lost my own game. I knew the rules.
It wasn't a terrible strategy. Actually, that actually was a pretty decent strategy. So, just didn't work out this time. But yeah, you had the highest endless run. It was scary.
It was.
And speaking of having me on the ropes, 2nd place, me, 521 points. I beat you by about 70.
Well, you came back hard. You said, I'm going to be done. And then I saw another post and you had another 100 points in there somehow.
Did I do another 100?
I don't know.
I went back to it. I don't think I did another 100, but I went back to it and really came down to the end because 1st place, congratulations to the reigning champion, T-Squared 84, 536 points, completes back-to-back wins.
We got to take him down. Somebody, if whoever's listening, now
we got to take him down now.
Got to take him down.
He surprised us with Downwell. but he's put
Yes.
himself on the map now, so we've got some competition. Now, I want to share a story real quick. I honestly thought I had this one. Drew was scared me because he had beat me by so much on Endless Run, but he didn't do any of the other things. No versus mode, no co-op, nothing. So I was like, all right, not a big deal. And I, I was content. I was planning my winnings out. And T Squared 84 posts like, I don't know, 5 hours before the end of the contest. And I was like, no way. And he had beat me in the Endless Run. He had done the full 25 on versus mode. I had about 16. But his maker points were just so good.
He had some good maker points.
About 3 hours before the end of the contest, I went to go in Mario Maker. I was like, I am going to beat his score. And the servers were down. And the servers were down for like close to an hour. So I was like suffering, like, I guess I can't do it. And then with about a little less than 2 hours left, the servers came up. And I neglected my family, I neglected life, and I jumped in, and I was racing, palms sweating, because it wasn't so much like competing. I didn't know if I had enough time. So first I like caught up to him on the Endless Run, and then I had to catch up 9 more just to make up for the versus mode. It was still 9 points. In versus mode, 9 points takes way longer. But I was behind on the Mario Maker, and it was like 2 minutes before the end. And I had spent the previous hour pleading with friends, posting in my game groups, posting on Twitter. Even Nintendo dads retweeted. I don't even think realizing that I was trying to get more points desperately. Please, like, play my game, post and all that. And I got so close. My maker points went up 200.
Wow.
But I was about 30
you
points
lost by
behind.
15. Yep.
Yeah.
But absolutely, T Squared, congratulations, well earned. Just for everyone that is curious, he did max out with 25 points on versus, maxed out at 25 on co-op. He finished in 3rd place for maker points, which gave him 70. He came in, I believe, 3rd place for endless mode at 316.
And really, that was only because I was trying to catch up right at the very end.
Correct. And he had the story mode 100%ed. So, well done. I mean, it wasn't anything like ridiculously uncatchable. But he did what I didn't do and spread the love.
Yeah,
that's
Drew,
the difference.
If you would have just gotten 1 maker point, you would have scored at least 10 more points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
So, all right, now it is time for the lotto. So T Squared 84,
you
won the contest. Let's
good.
bring this up. I'm going to bring up. There's already a random number. You did not win, so don't get too excited. We're going to bring it up right here. So what we have on the left side is going to be our random number generator that we're gonna run. Drew and I went through this. We had some people say that the random number generator wasn't really randomly generating, but
it's random. We just tested it like 20 times.
It's random. Here is the list. You can see the names. They go from the top to the bottom. T Squared 84 is removed from this list because everybody else is eligible for the random drawing. We go from 1 to 2,333. So if the random number falls in your range, you win the second prize, which is the $10 eShop card. And I'm going to hit the button. Come on. The winner is going to be 601. It is Drew!
Woo!
Drew, you finally did it.
Just want to thank everybody, for the dedication and everything. Those endless hours of endless mode. And, woo! I will now remove myself from futures drawings because I am satisfied for life with my $10.
You are out for next month, right? That is our rule.